Hello and welcome to Boating and a Blue Mind for Wellbeing. This is a short presentation for the RYA Training Conference for February 2023. My name's Mark Leather and I am both a father and an enthusiastic yachty. But there are other reasons why I've been asked to speak with you today. I have been a lover of the sea since I was a small boy. The black and white picture, bottom right there. I learned to teach sailing at the Island Cruising Club. I learned to sail at the Island Cruising Club in Salcombe. And I've been an RYA instructional member since 2002. I currently lead a degree, the BA Outdoor Adventure Education in Plymouth, where as part of that degree, I still teach some dinghy sailing and powerboating. I happen to be an associate professor of education who specialises in outdoor and experiential approaches to learning, teaching, education. So some questions for us. Why are we here? Why the Royal Yachting Association? Why the training conference? And why do you teach and instruct boating? What is it that we're trying to achieve? Is it to share our passion for boating and love of being on the water? Is it about making the boat go where we want it to, efficiently and fast? Do we get pleasure and joy from harnessing the power of nature, sometimes slowing down, stopping, waiting, and mooring? Is it about improving our own knowledge and skills, as well as those of others? Well, I'm going to make some suggestions here that why boating and the water and blue mind and well-being are so important. There's a big list there. I don't know about you, but it makes me feel good. When I'm on the water, when I'm boating, I'm in the moment, I'm concentrating, I'm normally with good people. And it's an embodied experience. We physically experience being on the water in 3 dimensions in time and space. And it engages all of our senses. We see, hear, smell, taste, touch. All of that's really important. It can be emotional and it can certainly be spiritual at times. For some of us, it's the intellectual aspects of being on the water that are challenging, the thinking, the problem solving, the how do I make the boat go faster? How do we get from A to B safely? I like it because it connects me to myself, to the others around me, and the more than human world. And what do I mean by the more than human world? Well, it's about enjoying the tides, the sea state. What's the weather doing? What's the wildlife doing? Is it the dolphins? Is it the bird life? Is it the watching a crab on the foreshore if we go ashore? The more than human world can be the living or the not living, the animate, the inanimate. And the bottom line is, in a busy, stressful modern life, why do I like boating and the water? It makes me feel good. So what evidence do we have that this is a good thing? Well, I highly recommend a read of a book called Blue Mind by Wallace J. Nichols, The Surprising Science That Shows How Being Near, In, On, or Underwater can make you happier, healthier, more connected, and better at what you do. Well, the cynic in me, and I'm sure there's some cynics in the audience, would go, well, you're just a Californian hippie out to sell us a book. But what I particularly like about this text is that Wallace Nichols has gone to a whole range of peer-reviewed medical and scientific journals to look at the individual studies, and he's pulled them together to, in essence, show that having a blue mind, being in or near water or on it or under it, is good both physiologically and psychologically. Nichols describes blue mind as this mildly meditative state characterized by calm, peacefulness, unity, and a sense of general happiness and satisfaction with life in the moment. There are other people who have described such states of mind in different ways, but for now, let's just stick with the blue mind. He argues that we're beginning to learn from neuroscience, as well as other things, that brains are hardwired to react positively to water, and that being near it can calm and connect us, increase our innovation, insight, and even heal what's broken. So it has been found that it can help reduce stress and anxiety, for example. And arguably, water quiets all the noise, all the distractions, and connects you to your own thoughts. Chronic stress and anxiety can cause a range of physical and mental afflictions, including depression, ulcers, colitis, heart disease, and more. Being on, in, and near water can be among the most cost-effective ways of reducing stress and anxiety. You may have heard of social prescribing and the use of general practice in the UK, the use of nature for people to be outside and doing things in nature rather than being on medicines and pharmaceuticals. And the neuroscientists and psychologists have found that these things, this blue mind that increases happiness and relaxation and sociality and a sense of peace, freedom, and all of that good stuff, the awe and wonder and the wonderful things, can help us manage things like trauma, anxiety, sleep deprivation, PTSD, and so much more. And I think one of the things for us is I'm telling you this, and you go, yeah, so what? So what's that all about? Well, the number of conversations that I've had over the last 20 years or so is that bottom point there on the slide. Carry on self-medicating. A whole range of us choose to be on and near the water, and certainly teaching and instructing others, because we want to share that joy, that passion of making boats go, of feeling good, of being outside in or near the water. Perhaps that's something that we could make more explicit to our students. It may well help us market our courses if we are offering a course and we're able to talk to the bigger picture of why we do what we do. It's more than just learning to sail. It's about being out in this wonderful environment. Perhaps we need to create a few opportunities within our teaching to stop and notice and acknowledge these benefits. Those informal in-between spaces around briefings or at lunchtime, or just sometimes if you've successfully picked up a mooring, for example, it might be an opportunity to just stop and notice, to smell, to see, to taste the wonders of being on the water. Maybe it'll help us recruit more staff and volunteers. And arguably, it's about taking time for you and your well-being. So just some ideas there. Thank you. The lifeboat wasn't coming to rescue me. I was willingly swimming off the coast of Scotland the other year. And for those of you who have had your interest sparked, or you've started to hear about this, here's a bank of reading and videos that I highly recommend. We learn in different ways. We choose to take in information. There are wonderful research articles. There's ways of viewing the world. I've written a little bit on it. And the videos from Wallace Nichols and Eski Britton are fabulous. If you'd like to know more or have the RYA develop this theme further, I'm sure that the training office will be happy to develop this further. Or if you've got a question, please get in touch with me in whichever way suits you best. I'm on social media. I work for a university, and there's an email address there as well with a company that I'm involved in. So thank you so much for listening. Enjoy your conference, enjoy your Blue Mind, and keep boating.